right, good morning, everybody. We're going to talk about Bitcoin here this morning. So what I see is a descending line here. This descending line does mark a very specific area of control, and this would be considered our ultimate bottom in this movement that we are currently seeing with a trapping triangle. Let's break into the 30-minute chart here so you can see what's going on. So we have observed this trapping triangle for a while now. This was Christmas area, and then after we have broken down here. What I see is some CME gaps that we do need to fill here within the next 12 to 24 hours. I would say that would be my best analysis. Something to look for, though, is we do have these breaking down trends. This would be one, this would be two. A lot of times we do see three in a row before we break to the upside. So I do see us possibly coming down lower. Measure move is going to put us somewhere around 92.9. I'm hoping not, because that will create a lower low from here, indicating we could drop down and firmly test this 92.5 mark one more time before continuing to the upside. I also see a possible upside movement if we break out of here to fill this CME gap. If we do break out to the upside, we could still drop back down like we did over here. This is what I would really be looking for. However, we have broken below major trend lines and the 50-day moving average. This normally indicates a very violent drop and sell-off. However, we are not really seeing that. We are seeing descending here on the bearish, and we are about to reach our pop zone of either direction. Our buy pressure has been not great on the 30-minute. If we go to the 4-hourly, it's quite the opposite. This is what I'm focused on more. Our buy volume has been increasing. If you look back here, it did taper off, but our buy volume has been creating a better pattern here, an uphill pattern, which would indicate one last run, possibly before a measure move to the downside. Again, if we move back to the downside, I will quickly do some analysis here. What I would be looking at, just put a line on the board. Okay. All right. So what I would be looking at measure move wise for an uphill climb to the maximum would be from the top of the CMEs to the bottom of the CMEs. Okay. That measurement in height. Okay. So we are looking for a topside range, a max of about 97.95, which would put us right below this threshold of movement. And then a low side, we would be looking, that's the small, we would be looking at a short-term gain right around 96.5. Midterm, obviously, is going to be somewhere between 97 and 97.5 for an upward pattern to get out of your position, and then wait for the next move. Length of time, obviously, we can use you can do simple ideas here. Okay, here's your long term. Okay, from the moment of rise. Okay, and then we'll do another one from here to here. Okay, So if we do have a break to the upside, we could be looking at somewhere, go back to the 4 hourly, sorry, go back to the hourly, how about that? That'll allow us to measure it better. It doesn't want to let me go that far. Okay, somewhere in there. For long term, stop. And then these are all equal movements that if I pull them up, this would match a Fibonacci timeline, almost identical from bottom to top here. It's probably going to play out almost exactly right. So if I'll show you what I mean. So if you go into Fibonacci time zone, okay, and you go from the top to give or take here, and look at that. Look at that. That's almost perfect. So that's going to give us our generalized timelines. We're probably going to see the breakouts right about in this zone, breakout in this zone, depending on which direction it goes. Okay. Go away. Go away. It's all right. As my friend Jason would say, we have our grid pattern that they are currently working. So this gives you a great idea of what's going on. Gives you an idea of what to expect. Again, this is one particular zone I do see as our point of interest, and that is going to be right in here. All right. I'm just gonna say this whole block, okay? Okay, from here to here. This area here to me. So in general, a block, that would be the entire block of interest for me for a final break to the upside or downside. This would, if it's downside, it's going to get violent, guys. We're going to lose a good clip, probably down to 90. If we lose this, we could go all the way down to 90. But on the positive note, my point of interest is much smaller. I think it's right about in here. This is my lowest point of interest for a huge pump to the upside. If we do come down here and hit this, I expect a measure move from this complete area here, which if you were to swing it, give or take, we would be looking at breaking back into the 102 range. Go away. Pretty close. 101, 101.5. So I know this video is getting a little long. I don't want it to be too long. But another area of interest that I think we might actually do this break to the downside and not the break to the upside yet is what's going on with the ETFs. We had a lot of outflow yesterday, and I do see a pattern on that. With this outflow, we do have a trapping triangle here. We have broken out of the trapping triangle, but we did not complete the measure move here, which could go, should be about 51, okay? But it could go as low as, oh, I moved it from the breakout. It could go as low as 50, give or take. And obviously outflow of ETFs is going to directly affect Bitcoin's price. And that would, since there's not an actual lot of Bitcoin sell pressure, I would expect that this would have a small movement pushed to the downside. However, BlackRock is currently buying, so I would pay attention to that. If they are buying the dips, they're expecting the rips, okay? Just like you and I. So be prepared for all of that, okay? I know I've got a lot going on my charts here, but I am trying to give you an understanding of what I think is going to happen here. It's probably right about there because we would be pushing hard to get above this line. But we have created what we would call a Fibonacci extension in just doing technical analysis. And this is a good sign that this is probably the midterm plan of what we see here. Okay. Long term, let's do the daily. Okay. So we have, if this does break out Fibonacci extension, I'm going to go from the bottom to the top to what I believe is the bottom. Okay. All right. So here we have our scale again, grid pattern. I can't stress this enough. This is the new game for Bitcoin because of what these guys do and how they analysis everything. They will, I mean, Jason, again, your grid pattern, it plays out, man. It really does. Okay, so if I break it down on the weekly, okay, and I zoom out here, I still can't see the top of this freaking thing. 100, it looks like 132.12. Okay, 132.12 is our target range for sell-off. If ETFs haven't absolutely gone nuts. But I do look for, that's our 100% marker. We can go ahead and put a put a line in there, horizontal. Fill the gap. What color you guys want to do? Let's see here. I haven't used light blue in a while. That's our top, okay? All right, if we go back out of here, we would still be looking for a pullback. If this run continued, we would be looking at the 618 marker for a good pullback, and that would be 117,000 for Bitcoin. And why do I bring that up in this video? Because that is also a good point of control. That gives us a good range for our top. We could be looking for a range in here where it basically starts to come up and then breaks back down. Okay, that would be our huge run. Okay, that's what I see. That's what I think. If we move that over here, in general, where are we at? Yeah, it'd be in here somewhere. Almost perfect. Look at that. I know it's really hard to see because of all the crap going on my screen. Again, I'm doing this on mobile, so I know it does make it harder, but you can sort of see what I'm looking at here, and that would put us out here towards the end of the year. Or not end of the year. Let's see here. Let's get a date for that. Give me a date. Pop it in there. Okay, maybe that is it. So we would be looking at, July. So, alright guys, I've made this video pretty long here. You all have a great day. Stay positive. We're buying the dip. We're buying the dip. Why are we buying the dip? Because long term, over the next 4 months, you're going to have sell opportunities out the wazoo. So you want that. You want to buy here and sell here. Alright? You all have a great day. Alright? Peace out.